Well, look at that. I'm even on time. Nope, never mind. I'm not. Wow. I thought I was. Sorry, guys. I just woke up. It's been a long day. I have been on so many phone calls today that I petered out, wore myself out. Original and Sierra Terry. I'm glad that you made it, girl. Hey, Tony Hoban, Joanne Hawley, Amy Degg, Virginia Anderson. Um, Above all else. Hey, Lisa Kelson, baby doll, mods. I don't know what we would do without you. Well, we actually saw what we would do without you, and it's kind of a bummer. So, mods, thank you for being here. Melissa, welcome. Sarah Bowman. Hey, Liz Tricks. Liz Tricks and her fun friend she's with. Um, hey, Mara up in the north, failed pessimist, pajama pixie. Did I say Sarah Bowman? I don't know. Carrie Wilson, DNV, Anita Card. Risa, I love it when you're in the chats. Rhonda Frank, Susie with an S, Jan is here. Jan, I answered your email. Sarah from Cali, just as I am. Gina Marie Torino. Hey, Tony's Hooter. Vic Blair. Lacey Silver, Kestrel. Beverly. Original Ann, I don't feel cute, girl. I'm feeling pretty unattractive. Hey, Mr. Pants, but thank you for saying that. Hey, Audrey, Brian Lucas. Yeah, I never nap anymore. I don't have time for a nap. I can't remember the last time I took a nap. It was at least probably a couple months ago. Meredith Lynn. Hey, Cindy Edge, Crafting Emily. Uh-oh, Molly Moon. Rain Virus. You just got here, and so did I, Rain. I was late. Hey, Armine, I love that you're here. Tracy Murphy. Baby Angel. I love that, Baby Angel. Hey, SPTV Inc., Jenny, Mommy of Dragons, Mama Smurf. Karen W., Jeannie Hanson, LaDonna's here, Gemini Girl, Jam. Hey, Maggie Sue. I was going to say, I don't really feel like you come in here very often. Welcome, girl. I loved that talk with Natalie. I've been thinking about it a lot. Catherine B. Hey, Rhonda Frank, I love you. Rhonda Rambles, Monica M. Yeah, it's a vintage T-shirt, isn't it funny? I did wear it once before. It's funny. I remembered that too. Um, DS Kitty Diane. Okay, Sarah Bowman. I'm a little out of it. Mary Barons, Kathy Sladens. Um, long time no see, Armine. Just a Northern girl. Hey, Linda Perales. Oh my God, up in the north, that was so funny with Natalie yesterday that she didn't hit go live. God, that was funny. Nicole the Kiwi, V Bombs, Pat Jonas, Margie Barr, Angie Mo. I know, I just woke up. Leslie Martin, I love you, girl. Thank you. Thanks, Audrey. Hey, Florence Southard. Galen, welcome. Amy Edge, I answered your email and I'm glad you're here. Best Coast Life, thank you. Elaine Rue J. First time? Welcome, Elaine. Plus, you're really cute, girl. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Yeah, let's start a cult. Hey, Lumen. Baby Steps, Real Life Alexa. Thank you, Lisa Kelson. Kiwi Girl Eleanor. Where do I order a Sephora to benefit you? I don't have a relationship. I don't have a contract or a sponsorship with Sephora, but that would be amazing. And thank you for asking, girl. Cosmic Christie. Yeah, welcome to the first timers. That's amazing when we have first timers. Terry Sue, Jeannie Wright, Brittany, I love you, girl. I responded to your email too. Heather Clark. It feels so good to catch up on emails, and I'm still super behind, but I was up late last night. I think I typed until I just passed out. Yeah, okay, Maggie Sue. Nita's Nook, Virginia Anderson. Thank you, Amy Degg. Hey, Linda G. Cheryl Roberts. I'm glad that you enjoy it here, Cheryl Roberts. I sound stuffy. I'm not. I think it's just because I just woke up. Whenever I just wake up, I sound like a guy that works at Jiffy Lube. Like if you answered, I could answer the phone and be like, Jiffy Lube, this is Steve. Don't do it. Nobody has that kind of time. It's the country, Bo. You have to get used to sounds that are not city sounds. Come over here, please. Well, I don't recognize that sound either, to be fair. No, so I'm not stuffy, not at all. It's just that just woke up voice. Um, Leslie Mosley, Christine Nannon Vanderford, welcome. Puka Vista, Kelly Lord. Oh my God, that was wild. We talked for over, I think it was over 10 minutes yesterday, Kestrel. Jangies, Mr. Bojangles, say hello to the crowd. Say hi to Brian Lucas because he always feels sorry for you. Hamza always feels bad. Oh, Bobo, he's a great person. He's a really special man. He's a special person. He listens to your stories and he talks. He talks sometimes, but not a lot. And he acknowledges your stories. And the most special thing about Bobo is he likes to get up and clean the litter boxes in the nighttime. Himza comes back to bed around 3 in the morning, and it just smells like farts until sunrise. Nikki Hatfield, welcome. Hey, Janet from another planet. Andrew, I'm glad you're here. Susan Reck. Oh, that's nice of you, Teresa. I love your spirit. You've encouraged me many times. Thank you. Elaine, I love to hear that. And thank you. Daisy Rockefeller finally made the start of a live. Well, welcome, girl. I love that for you and me. Oh my God, Cosmic Christie. Hey, Kim Leanne. Pat Jonas, I do. Oh, you had to put your cat down. She was in pain and suffering. It was hard, but I couldn't be selfish. I actually really admire you for doing that because it's a very, very difficult thing to do and not be selfish. So, Leslie, you're in the right place. You're in good company and you're in a comforting space, girl. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Sounds like that cat was loved, though. 17 years is a nice time to be loved. I'm sorry, though. Danny, welcome. Nikki Hatfield, I'm glad you made it and you're feeling better. Hey, Wicked Tinkers, Eileen, Amanda, dear. Am I really behind? Yes, I am. Joanne Hawley. Oh, thanks, Joanne Hawley. Hey, Jinjin. That was nice, Joanne Hawley. Thank you. Thanks, Cheryl Roberts. Tina Serlin. Hold on, I got to mute it. Sorry, I had to yell, and I don't want to yell at you guys. It's really gross. Yeah, it's really gross, Brian Lucas. Moonstone Crone, it has been a minute. Welcome, girl. King's Kid. Deborah Ricci. King's Kid, I really appreciated your email, by the way. Incarnasol. Hey, Katie did it. Crafting Emily. Okay, good. I just caught up. Tracy Dannenberg. Connie, I'm on vacation this week. So making life. That's awesome. Staycations are nice. Well, I do sound like a man tonight, don't I? It's just because I just woke up. If you guys knew my just wake up voice, it's just, I don't know why I sound like a dude. It's kind of strange. I wish it was more like a Scarlett Johansson, Demi Moore type, but it's definitely not. It's more like Jack Nicholson and a few good men. Hey, Laura DePreetz. Pam J. Wow, guys, that's funny. Mr. Pants is so cute. His little thing that he wears around his neck. I got it for him. My Abby, who's a golden retriever, is not pooping much. What should I give her to help? That I don't know. I was going to say pumpkin, Rhonda Frank, but I don't think that helps with pooping. Kestrel or Cindy Edge are your girls in this crowd, and I'm sure we will get an answer here in just a moment. That's actually smart to ask your pet question in here because there's a lot of good, smart people that know. Heather in the library. It's my sexy voice. It's my sexy dude voice. That's kind of sad. Thank you, Boris Cruz. I love seeing you. Okay, Cindy Edge said pumpkin. I was right. You would think so, Nancy Schmancy. However, Bo is a poodle and he's incredibly smart. So he figured out how to get to those little turds in the night. Okay, pumpkin does help. Interesting. I was wondering too, maybe like some plain no sugar like yogurt, but I wouldn't ask me. Sweet potato, okay. Cindy says 1 tablespoon in the food. Okay, thanks guys. Just in case I never catch another live. Elaine, I hope you do. I'm glad you're here, girl. Thank you. Um, pumpkin may or may not help. Check with your vet first. Okay. Well, there you go. We got some answers. Chrissy, I'm so glad. That's a good idea, Gina Marie. The problem with my cat, too, Seamus. Hey, Allie. I always tell you guys he's our special boy. He just uses the litter box when he feels like it. So far I've seen him, he poops a lot outside of it, but then he'll just go poop in it. But then the other day he peed outside of it and I was kind of pissed. And I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. He just chooses to do it when he feels. I do have 3 litter boxes. I have 1 in here and I have 2 in the laundry room. So he's got access, to 2 different bathrooms. Cindy B, Lady Victoria. Okay, Kestrel. Robin Miners. I love that you made it. So it's really incredibly annoying. Yeah, SJ, it's incredibly annoying. Well, also, I was going to tell you guys this week. Do you remember Elizabeth Bates? We're going to do a chat with her. She's our licensed psychologist. I'm really excited about that, actually. We could use one. I think we could use one. I don't know about you, but I think we could use one or 2. I think 5, honestly. I think 5 is probably like a healthy, balanced number to have on call and see if you're stressed. If your stress level is high. She had to reschedule to next Wednesday. So not this Wednesday, next Wednesday at 3:30 my time. We're going to do a special show with her. Like I said, I'm quite looking forward to that. So let's get into it. Let's talk. Let's have a chat. Let's catch up. I feel like I haven't really had a chat with you guys. No, Raymond, I haven't. Mary Behrens, did I say hi to you? I love her too, Monica M. I love Elizabeth Bates. No, Raymond, I haven't. Hey, Jessica LaBarber. Well, that's okay. I'm proud of you for going to a counselor today for the first time, Cindy Edge. I think that's fantastic. Girl. Good for you. Hey, Jennifer Steps, green-eyed lady. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. Hey, DRS. Thank you, DRS. I really enjoyed chatting with Natalie. I love talking to her. Hey, Doc. 3, thank you for affirming that I did the right thing for my cat. My other cat lived to 22. Wow. Died of old age. That's amazing. Obviously, you are a good cat mother, Leslie, and you definitely did the right thing. And it's hard. It's so hard. It never gets easy to do a send off. And I can't stop thinking about it, even with Chauncey. And it's not like it's happening anytime soon, but love you too, Mary Behrens. But it's just, hey, Michelle Ferrier, I just get super anxiety about it. I know it's going to come. That's the worst thing about having animals, but it's also the best thing. It was like Fred, I loved him so much, but I was going to outlive him. And so I just feel like it's something that I accept. And I don't know how everyone feels, but I don't know what happens when you die, but I have this belief somehow. I don't know if it's heaven. I don't know, but I just think we will see them again. At least I hold on to that hope. And you know what? If it helps you to sleep better at night, fine. But to me, hey, Kim Hallman, I just think I will see them again. I will. I will see my Chihuahua that died 3 days before Fred died. I will see Fred again. I just feel like it's a certainty for me, and I hold out hope for that. Damn, Denise LaFawn, you have a min pin that turned 18. That's incredible. Muffet Lou, thank you again. And I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Hey, Mama Opal. Yes. Mama Opal, you're a great mod over on Natalie's channel. Thanks for the mods for your help. That was so cute. That was, well, as I say, one of the reasons we were late, but never mind. We didn't hit go. But had we hit go, we were going to be late yesterday. Natalie needed a couple extra mods, so she rented and borrowed some of mine. And I thought that was so kind. Hey, Dory, mods, thank you for doing that. I have amazing, amazing people that work with me. Yeah, Angie Mo, I think so too. So speaking of Natalie, that talk with her really It really thank you, Daisy. It really made me think. All of our talks, guys, not I don't mean our as in me and Natalie, me and you. All of our talks, I think about thank you, Force of Delightful Nature. Thank you. Hey, Kelsey. Yeah, Linda G for sure. All of the talks that we have on here, sometimes we do a show and I swear I sign off sometimes and I'm like, why did I go live today? That was stupid. Like we didn't do any I didn't sometimes I feel like it falls flat. Like I didn't have much of a purpose. I don't know. It's a weird thing to say. It's a me thing because I know that's not the case. Every time I do one of those where I'm like, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. I get some kind of a message from somebody that goes, hey, I'm really glad you did that show because it helped me with this, or it made me kind of piece together these things that I've been thinking about. Um, and so I never regret it anymore. I hardly ever sign off anymore going, no, that was dumb. Because I think, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. There's every time we connect, it's not dumb. I never had real connections in my life. So I love coming on here and even just sitting here sipping on a clearly Canadian just chatting with you guys. It doesn't matter to me anymore. I don't feel like it had to have some divine purpose in order to come on here. You guys show up, I show up, and it's a great time no matter what, right? And I always think about it. I always reflect on it. I always think about like, what did I take away from that? Or how can I improve? I'm always thinking with my past and not wanting to, hey, Alana, P. Taylor, thank you. Not wanting to, thank you, Nicole the Kiwi. Just improve, not wanting to repeat bad habits, softening my rough edges. How can I do better here? How can I, things that I learn that are not salvageable, things that I can't repair, I think, well, how can I do better so that doesn't happen again? We can't fix that, but how can I keep that pattern from happening? Just things like that. I always am thinking like that. But that's what I love about being here. You never know where it's going. And I love that. That's what everybody says, Joanne. And I appreciate you saying that. I talked with a good friend of this channel today, and she said that. She was like, it was actually quite amazing. She said, Reese, you touch a soul every time you talk with us. Blessings. Kay Thompson, that's such a kind thing to say. We touch a soul, though. It's all of us. It's everybody's input in here. And I really believe that. It is not me. It is us. It's an us thing. So thank you, Kay Thompson. She said she's been watching me since the beginning. And she's in her 50s. And she's a very classy woman. She's just like, she's nothing I'll ever be. She's just very put together, very beautiful, and just very classy. Thank you, Cindy Edge. And hey, Buttercup, and well-spoken and just very positive, But she said she talked with a few of her girlfriends and told them about watching this show. And she said that she was like talking about, women's bodies and the vagina and cooters and flaps. And all these women were like, what? And they were like, but you know what? That's quite a concept. Like, we should talk about that more. We've never talked about that before. Like, we've never gone there. And so there's a classy way of handling it and speaking about it. And I love going there. I love the body talks. I love the sex talks. I think it's necessary. I realize not everybody likes that, but it's one of my favorite things to talk about because it's not for shock value. It's fun to explore with you guys and talk about that stuff. So I thought that was a really nice compliment. Elena Rainerman, thank you, girl. Lisa Kelson, Reese, I think one of the best attributes is how you are so self-aware. Sorry, I have an itch. Hey, Shards of Words, Virginia Anderson. I love how you are never afraid to take accountability. You are always inspiring me to live my best life. That is such a nice thing to say. Lisa Kelson, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And again, I kind of feel like that combats what's been going on lately. So thank you for saying that. I worry about that. I'm like, do I not take accountability? Like, am I a raging narcissist and I just don't know it? No, I know that I'm not, because I'm constantly going, I shouldn't have probably done that. Or how could I have handled that differently? Or why did that person make a face like that? Did I upset them? Like, I lived with a narcissist, my ex-husband, and that person took zero accountability for anything ever and still doesn't. So I know the difference. I can spot the difference pretty well. Now, hey, Claire with an I don't go around, daughter of the king. I don't go around saying, well, they're a narcissist. That's a narcissist. I don't label people like that, one, because I don't entirely know what a narcissist is. And I don't think we have to label it. I think we just recognize patterns in people. This particular person, I would say, something, and they would go, well, that's because you're wrong. And your thoughts don't have any basis in reality. And you have no common sense in the world. And it's a shame because you're so uneducated. That's a bad person. Like, I don't need to get your opinion on whether or not that's good or bad. That's bad. That's a bad egg. Reese, you help set a standard for your chat when you delve into yourself. Own yours and work on becoming a better human. When you show up like that consistently, you model to others how it's done. Teresa, what a nice thing to say. I hope that I do that, because that's the person that I want to be. I've got a lot to work on. I've got a lot to catch up on coming out of Scientology. Bad PR. I absolutely love the not live yesterday. I love your channel. First time in a live. Welcome, my friend. And thank you for saying that. I love that. Thank you. Kiki Riki, welcome. Yeah, Boris. 2 flaps and 4 flaps, unless you're Tampa B, because she's adorable. She has underdeveloped ones. She only has 3 flaps. And that's why her husband calls her Nemo. And we think that's the cutest thing in this world. Yeah, we could speak more about narcissistic behavior. Sure, we could. And, maybe that's a topic to discuss when we have our therapist in here. Clever nerd pun. You're being yourself on this channel, and since you're actively growing and embracing it, that makes you so compelling for all of us to watch your channel and be part of your community. That's a nice thing to say. Thank you for that. Yeah, Lumen, watch for patterns. Absolutely. Trixie, I agree. Hey, Caroline, in the moment, most narcissistic personalities don't ask themselves, am I a narcissist? Mostly because they don't give a shit who they hurt. That I would guess to be true. Thank you, Original Anne. Love it here. You changed my life for the better. Indigo Twin, I love you. Thank you for your super chat. And I feel the same about you, girl. I really love you. Yeah, Evil Blue Eye. Heather in the Library got a new job. Congrats, Heather in the Library. I would love a later night live with you on Saturday. I think you should call the Saturday Night Sexapist. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I never thought of that, but that's not a bad idea to do a late night, like weekend live. Okay, I have another idea. I'm so glad you brought this up. I have a question. Anita, thank you for your super chat. EVM, thanks for being a member, babe. Is this a weird idea? This came to me. Hey, Marsha, this came to me. Is this a weird idea? Tell me if it is, and that's fine. What if I got a Google number? So I don't know how to do that, but I've been told you can do that. What if I got a Google number and put it in the chat for you guys to call? And then I just hit speaker when I answer, because you guys can hear that. So we don't have to get some kind of special equipment to do like a call-in show. And we did a Google number and people called in, and we just chatted with people on a live. Now we could have that topic. We could do like a late night Saturday and have people call in. Is that weird? What? You only have 1 flap. Cancer took the one left. Yes, it's sort of rare, special. Well, as long as you're cancer free, that's what matters. That's amazing. Pam J, congratulations and also just having 1 flap. I guarantee you, I bet it's absolutely everything I imagine it to be. I bet it's so adorable. I can't even hardly stand thinking about it, Pam. That's cute. That's cute as hell. But if you're cancer free, that's what matters. Good for you. Kellyanne Bronx girl, I love the lives are well-rounded in topics. There's something for everyone. I agree with that. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for sticking with me. Yeah. Shards of words, yeah. I'd worry about trolls calling. That could be kind of fun though, Sassy Savage. I know, call me old fashioned, but I sometimes like to have a little bit of a tangle. I like to have a bit of a tussle with a troll tussle, if you will. I've been known to do it. I don't mind doing it. Now, we wouldn't make it a weekly deal, right? But like, we don't know who's going to call. Whoever calls, calls, you know. Roberta, welcome. Uh, but I thought that could be fun. It could be mayhem, Daisy. Yeah, it could. But you know what? If anybody's up for it, it's us. Just popped on. Virgo Tiger here. Hey, it's Dawn. I love you, Bug. Member for a heck of a longer than 2 months. Reese is amazing. I love you, Dawn. Thank you, babe. Watching you let the trolls flounder the other night was massively entertaining. Proud of you. Andrew, thank you. I wouldn't want to do that all the time. They're draining, but it was a good time. I think we all had a good time. I didn't, Jennifer Folsom. No, I didn't. I tried it on. It wasn't as cute on. Um, yeah, it was a lot's come of that. A lot has come out of that show we did the other night, just in the Facebook group, and just, it was a lot. I don't know if it was smart to do that. I only say this. I think it was smart because one, they clearly planned an attack, right? It was very obvious by the end of that stream. But also, I think what was a good thing is we gave them almost 2 hours. I gave those guys the full floor to say why I'm a liar, blah, blah, blah. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. But here's the deal. Apparently, these are people that are disgruntled with me, friends of mine who sent me really ugly messages and then blocked me so they wouldn't give me an opportunity at all to have a communication with them. I love you, Jeannie Hansen. Thank you, girl. And thanks for being a member. So there's so many red flags to this. If you're truly my friend and I truly hurt you, wouldn't you want to either salvage or just go, hey, you really upset me. I'm going to move on. And we just go our separate ways. I'm pretty sure that's how people break up. I don't know the real world anymore. But to come here and throw your attacks, right? And claim to be telling the truth and claim that I'm a liar, but you can't even put your name out here. There's something to that. There's a problem with that, right? Hey, nothing but love. I have an issue with somebody saying, nope, you're a liar, Reese. You're a liar. I know because I was a mod, or I wasn't a mod, but I know because you hurt these, and these people. Why can't, if you're so honest, if that's the truth, why am I here on a live getting attacked by someone under a fake name? What kind of credibility does that offer here? I really thought that through over the weekend. And I was like, so the gist of this is I'm a liar, I'm a fraud, but you won't even come out here and tango with me under your real name. Right? I mean, I don't know. Look, people are hurt. That I apologize to you for. Unfortunately, I can't have a conversation with you about it because you sent me a nasty message and blocked me. Like just your upstanding adult would do. Come on. Fight fair. You don't fight fair by doing that. And you don't fight fair by coming on here going, you're a liar, but I'm not going to name myself. Come on. Get it the fuck together. Get it right and call me when you do. I'm like you in that I also feel like I have a lot to work on, regardless of the work I've already done. The huge difference is you do this work live before our eyes. Much respect. You inspire me to not give up trying. Teresa, that is so nice. That's all I ever wanted, by the way. Teresa just summed up this channel. we are a work in progress. This is a place of healing, right? Like this is a place of just being vulnerable. And I said this the other night on my live. Of course, I'm going to have hate. Of course, I'm going to have trolls. I come out here and I talk about my weakest moments. I talk about things I'm super embarrassed about. I cry about losses. I talk about everything. Okay. If you're evil and you wish I was dead, of course, you're going to take all those things and use them against me to try to weaken me. It makes all the sense in the world. We see it in movies. It's a real thing. Hey, Kim is blue. You didn't miss much, but the point is, I feel like you guys had an opportunity and you bombed it. I really am sad. Hey, Beach Bum Beagle, that people are hurt by something I did. If you gave me the opportunity, we could have jumped on a Zoom call. We could have all sat down together and everybody could have had the floor like adults. And we could have said, you guys could have said, we're really angry about this. We're really angry that you slept with Tommy before you got divorced and we're holding a secret for you, or whatever it is. I wish that's how things could have gone, but they didn't. Instead, you chose to gang up at once and all show up in here with a fake name and call me the liar. And I hate that. It bums me out. It really does. It bums me out. But I also don't think that's something that can be salvaged. They're involved with a channel that makes hate videos about me and a channel that fat shamed me, yet they have a channel that promotes mental wellness. In what kind of a backwards situation are we dealing with? I don't like that. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And don't come at me months back and go, I'm a Christian. If you have any questions about God, I'd love to be your guide there. That's the kind of stuff I was saying to Natalie yesterday, that I really have a problem. If you're my friend and you don't like me anymore, it sucks. That's a bummer. But don't pull this Christian stuff. Don't come at me and say, you can totally trust me. I can be your guide out of Scientology. We love you. And then in 24 hours time, I went from being your very best friend to hate videos, fat shaming. It makes you look bad, not me. It makes me question your character, not mine, because you could have come to me and had a real discussion, right? You could have had a real discussion. Instead, you chose to ball up your hate, throw it out there in other fat shaming videos, work with my ex-husband, which I know you're doing that as well. You guys are talking. None of this makes you look good, right? It makes me sad. I really, really, really cared about these people. I got very close to these people. And the rumors flying around that I'm hearing they're so hurt by what I did. I'm not going to go into any more about the John thing, but I want to say this. Somebody in our Facebook group today came forward and said he did the same thing to me. He made me very uncomfortable. He did something when my husband was out of town. I hate that happened. But I'm also grateful that person voiced it and came forward about it, because it made me feel less alone, to be honest. And that's a whole other topic at some point that I want to discuss, is women specifically protecting men when it was a man that you trusted and thought was a good guy, or that you just had a relationship with, and then they did something creepy behind the scenes and you protect them. I would have never talked about that. And I felt bad that I talked about that. I was baited into talking about that. They wanted me to talk about that. And I'm not here to trash him. We're not going to do like, what a creep, all of that. But the point of that story is I wasn't the only one there. And I'm sorry, sorry, sorry that that happened to that other person. I love that person dearly. I was very sad. But why did I feel the need to protect that? Why did I feel bad when I did speak what happened? That's a whole other topic. That's a whole other topic that I'd like to get into sometime. But I can't get into it now because I haven't fully processed it. I'm still a little rocked by it. And I really loved John. I thought he was a great guy. And I still don't think he's a bad guy. I think he made a mistake. I think he made a mistake. And I think that his friends are total shitheads for coming in here and baiting me to do that and saying, let's talk about John. To me, those aren't friends. And I will say the group of people who are all together, banded together doing this, have reached out and already talked shit about each other to me. They have talked shit about themselves, stabbed each other in the back already. That's why we don't need to get involved in this. They will eat each other. At the time, whose business is it? Who, what, when you sleep with? Friends don't care about that. Friends are there and happy and the hurt, the wins and the losses. I need a card. Thank you for saying that. Reese, I also felt the need to protect it. I thought, oh, I just took it wrong. It's just me. Okay, so I wasn't going to say your name. Rain Virus is the one that happened to. Rain Virus also I'm not going to put words in her mouth. I read what she said earlier. She had something similar happen from that same gentleman. And Rain, I just want to thank you again. I thanked you in the group. I want to thank you again for just speaking that. And again, I was horrified that it happened, but it made me feel connected to you in some way, as far as I feel like, I don't know why I felt like less of a liar. You know, I'm not a liar. It happened. I can prove it happened. I mean, it's not my word against his, but all of this could have been fixed. I wasn't going to get rid of him as a mod. All of these mods quit on their own. I never got rid of anybody. They left. And they lied to me for reasons that they left. One of them was like, I'm taking a mental health break. One of them said, I'm taking a break because I'm modding all these other channels and I'm moving and getting an apartment. And then they decided to send me these hate messages and then block me so I couldn't respond, and then come into my live and attack me under fake names. The credibility is a little bit sketch. Yeah, BJ's Critters. So I just want to say, Rain Virus, thank you for, that took a lot of strength. And I just want to say thank you. And I'm not going to talk about it again after today because it's a touchy subject. I feel like John did what he did. We're beating a dead horse. I'm not trying to shame the guy. You know, again, I don't hate John. I was sad about John. I was sad it couldn't be salvaged. I was hurt by the people who stood by him. You know, there were a couple of my mods that reached out. You saw it the other day on the live, that were like, you know, it wasn't that bad. And whoever that was my mod under a fake name said to me, and you guys saw it, oh, you're playing the victim now. What kind of a sick, twisted individual says to a woman, you're playing the victim, when someone made you uncomfortable sexually and said they were going to come to your home without asking and said really uncomfortable things? That's too far for me. That's too far. You know, you can do whatever you want. You know, I guess I'm a liar and I'm fat and all these things in your videos that you make, but that's to me. I've seen a couple tiny, like 3 people have said, one of them said it in the Facebook group tonight, like, you know, maybe they're wrong, but maybe they're right. How is any of that right? I'm not giving that person their time. Like the other night when my former mod came on and said, this isn't fair. You're not giving him a platform to speak, or you're not letting him. This is my platform that they came in and attacked me on. What are you talking about? They chose to come in here and attack me So I can't stand up for myself. I can't defend myself. This isn't fair somehow that they pushed me to tell the truth that I wasn't going to tell on here because it really wasn't YouTube's business. I wasn't going to share that. But you bait me into talking about it and then you shame me about it. And then you say, this isn't fair. He's not here to defend himself. What's to defend? He made two women now that we know of uncomfortable. He did the same thing. He repeated the same pattern. We can't blame that on volume. And again, I would have never talked about this, but I got to say at the same time, this is a shaky space for me to talk about this. But at the same time, I feel very free right now and I feel brave. You got me to talk about it. Now I'm going to talk about it. And I've seen a couple of women say, well, Reese, you're really flirty. You know, you called him babe and you were really flirty with him and you batted your eyes on a live. I don't disagree with that. You're right. I am flirty. However, let's put it this way. In real life, in person, I was uncomfortable as well to some things he said to me only because I felt it was inappropriate as he is married. Deanna Downey. I'm sorry that happened. I did not know that. I am a flirt. I'm a big flirt, right? I'm probably more flirty. I call you babe, Cindy Edge. I call everybody babe. I don't know if you noticed. In real life, I'm probably less flirty than I am here. Here, I feel like I'm in my home and I'm being silly and I can flirt with you guys. In real life, I'd still say I'm flirty. Definitely. Definitely. If a guy gives me attention, I'm like, However, thanks, Paul. However, I would never, I'm a big believer in consent. I would never go up and grab a man, touch a man. I would never say, like, let's go back to your place and just impose on your space. Harmless flirt is one thing. To go, oh, I like avocados too. That's fine. But I feel like this person crossed a big line and came into my space, right? I also don't feel like I should have to explain why I was uncomfortable. The writing's on the wall. It was pretty clear. And now we have two women besides me saying I was uncomfortable. And this isn't about John. I'm not making this about him. This is about just in general, society, rules, masculinity, patriarch type stuff. Like, it's not okay to do that and then come into my chat, call me a liar and say, oh, you're just a victim. That's what you are. So what, I asked for it because I'm flirty? That's dark. That makes no sense to me. And I'm never, it's cringy. It makes me uncomfortable because I am flirty too. Hockeytown John was actually kind of perfect for me as far as like, we both were real flirty. We bounced that off of each other. I didn't mind it, but I'm not going to go out in somebody's space and touch them and grope them. And I'm not saying he did those things. I'm just saying, like, there's a line beyond flirting I won't cross. I don't know. And I feel bad. I feel guilty about this. You know, I know there's some hurt people out there. Yeah, Allie, I know. Thank you for being a member. Christy Lynn, do I love that you had an affair? No. Do I wish you regretted it? Sure. But I also think your husband was a scumbag. At the end of the day, I'm still your friend and I still love you. Thank you, Christy Lynn Wilson. And I'll talk about that. Thank you for your super chat. I guess I just see there's also like, read the room is what I'm saying. Like, there's a time and a place for that. I don't go places all over the place just flirting with people. Like, there's a time when it's appropriate and there's a time when it's not. But I'm never going to not, you know, when I meet you guys in person, I say, can I hug you? I really want to, but I am not going to put my hands all over somebody. I want your consent. That just feels appropriate to me. I'm not going to touch your body and grab you if you're not comfortable with that. So it's just there's lines. And I feel like that's just part of reading the room. It's part of human decency. And I feel like women we shouldn't have to explain ourselves that we were uncomfortable. But if I do have to explain myself that I'm uncomfortable, please, even if you have an upset with me, don't come in here and call me a liar and tell me that I'm a victim. I'm playing the victim. I don't know. It doesn't make you look good. And I'm sorry that you have an upset with me. I really am. I wish we could have talked it out instead of you sending me hate mail and blocking me. But you chose that path, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can't reach out. So, yeah, Lori Ellingson. So, yeah, I hate to tit for tat this. What Jay did was way worse than what you and Tommy did. So here's the thing. I've never cheated on a partner before. I've never done it. I've not even crossed my mind. I'm not a cheater. It's not in my nature to be a cheater. I wanted to get into this tonight, actually. I have been talking about you to so many people. I was like, we lost Lisa from Jersey. Damn it, we lost her. Who did I say that to? I was like, do you guys remember Make It Make Sense? I'm sad that she's no longer with us on this channel. Hey, Carrie Bruton, I am so happy to see you. I am so happy to see you, Lisa from Jersey. Okay, so I have some thoughts, and I need to unpack this because I haven't really processed it. So it's just gonna come out. I've never cheated. I'm under the impression that when you do cheat, based on what I've seen in movies, Sandy McKenna's a mod on Natalie's channel. Shelly Kelly, as a person who has met Reese, I can confirm she asked before hugging me. I did. Yeah. Thank you, Brian Lucas. Thank you for your super chat, Shelly. Speaking of Shelly, oh my God, I didn't do it. Damn it. I'm so glad I just remembered. Guys, today is my mod Shelly's birthday, not Shelly Kelly. Shelly, there she is. Shelly, God, I feel terrible. I just went into the dark stuff and I didn't think about it. I love Shelly. Thank you for being a mod and happy birthday. And why are you here on your birthday, by the way? Shelly, get out. Go celebrate your birthday. We love you, girl. I love Shelly. She's been with me forever, and I love that woman. I love her points of view on just about every single thing. And I love how spicy she is. Shelly, happy birthday to you, girl. Maureen Kinsey, no. Hey, NH Carol. My impression on cheating is when you're a cheater. Hey, I love Kat. These people think waitresses or bartenders are coming on to them too. That's true. That's true. They believe that, don't they, Kat? I love you, Kat, ACDC fan. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you went to dinner, Shell. Nice. Just remember, Shell, you don't need to be here, though. Hey, Lucia. I want to get this out, so I might stop looking at the chat for a minute if you guys don't mind. My impression is when you cheat on your spouse and you're still with the spouse, that's not really something you tell people you're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Joe Virus. From what I've seen in the movies, cheating is typically secret. Cheating is typically something that you do in secret. I did ask if it was okay to hug you, Leslie Martin. I know. Because I'm a big believer in consent. Cheating is something that from what I gather, again, I've never done it before. I had never done it before. Cheating is something that you do in secrecy. Am I wrong? Like, they say like you're going over to the cheating side of town. I think that was Don Henley, was it not? Okay. So cheating is not something I'm going to come on YouTube about and say, hey, everybody, Tommy Scoville and I, for several reasons. What's the first reason? Well, that would have put me at an extreme risk physically, right? My ex-husband got physical with me. My ex-husband threatened me by saying once, "Do you want to disappear? Do you want something to happen to you?" So, I don't know. Just didn't kind of feel, I know, Maureen, it's okay. I just feel like this deserves an explanation. It didn't feel like something that I was in a safe space to share. I share everything with you guys. That's true. At the time, it didn't feel like something that I should come out and talk about, right? Now, I have something more deep about that. Um, I have something more deep that's actually more meaningful to me than cheating there. Now, if you want to unsubscribe or hate me because I cheated, I understand. And I think that's why a lot of my ex mods are no longer here. They felt betrayed because they were protecting that. And it wasn't, I was cheating. That's what I heard. I don't know because these people blocked me. There's a lot of hurt. And I apologize to you guys right now for that hurt. Again, but you didn't give me the opportunity to talk to you. And I apologize that you guys had to protect me. Okay. It's not fair. It wasn't right. I would not go back and change a thing because I could have gotten majorly hurt if I had come out and talked about it. No one talks about when they're cheating on their spouse, as far as I know, unless it's like, your closest friend. That's what I mean. You go to other restaurants that are far away, you go to seedy motels. People don't typically go, "Hey, guess what, everybody? I'm cheating on my spouse." No. So I did what I I did what I thought was right. I still stand by that. Do I support cheating? Absolutely not. Now, here's what I want to get into. This is going to hurt. This is going to be a painful conversation for me. But I want to have it. Okay. And somebody, by the way, reminded me of something in the Bible, I guess. And I liked it. I like this Jesus fellow from what I've heard. Apparently, there was a lady getting stoned. Like people were throwing stones at her, trying to kill her. I think it's because she said she was like a prostitute or something. I don't know. And Bo Beats, I don't think so. I never told John I was uncomfortable. And Jesus apparently said something like, "Go ahead and continue to throw stones for the people who have no sins. Like, you go ahead, kill her, as long as you've never done anything wrong." Oh, okay. Is that what he said? "He who is without sin, cast the first stone." I really like that. I'm going to get into it, Shannon. I really liked that. And I like what Jesus did for her. I like the message behind that. Those are the kinds of things I can get into about Jesus. That was easy for me to understand. And it made me really admire him more. And it made me think of the people who unfollowed me or got mad at me because I went to church and I gave my example of what I thought church was like. That was my first experience of that church. Like I was an alien going to church. Of course, I'm going to laugh at things. Of course, I'm not going to know your rituals. I'm not going to know about Nicotinus. I'm not going to know about what you guys know. I am truly foreign to that culture. So when I was told this story about this woman that was being killed, and Jesus said, like, "Go ahead, but just make sure that you don't have any skeletons in your closet, brother." That is something I can stand behind. That is something I really admire about Jesus. I liked it a lot. Hey, Gypsy Soul. You were so removed from the marriage at that point, I don't even see as cheating. You were in a world of feeling loved, appreciated, and worthy. Bingo. No one could reject that you were feeling human. Anita Card, that's such a nice thing to say, and I want to get into that. Hope you guys have a minute. I want to get into this, and again, it's going to hurt, and I'm stalling. When I was in my marriage, before I ever met any of you, before I ever met Tommy Scoville, before I ever was outed by Aaron Smith Levin. Yeah, it's my cat meowing at the door, Amy Edge. I don't know. I can't tell which one. I think that's maybe Seamus. He's kind of a talker. Before I ever, but I was just when I was just a housewife, things were very different for me. I was a different person. Well, you saw a glimpse of that the first day I ever did a stream on YouTube with Aaron. My first appearance ever on YouTube. I love you, Susan P. Yes, Renee Rainbow, but I kind of have to get into this. Thank you for being a member, babe. I know you don't care what I do in private, Puka Vista. A lot of people don't, but a lot of people do. And this deserves an explanation for the people who are holding my feet to the fire saying you're a liar, or the people who are threatening me saying I'm going to tell everybody. I just need to get it out there. You know me. There's no stone unturned here, guys. I was a very different person. I was very, introverted, I would say. When I found out, I was very in love with Jeff. I just have to say that. So much that I can't talk about it still. Even though he wasn't very good to me before I found out about the Jesters, we had some good times. And I think the verbal abuse that went on was forgotten about easily for me. I would forget and forgive when he would reward me with a really fun date night, or we'd go somewhere and he would put me on a pedestal and we'd go into sometimes we'd go into a store, one of my favorite boutiques in Kansas City, and he would be a real shit to me all week. And he would have called me, names and said horrible things in front of Huxley, and I would cry or I'd get angry. And by Friday night, man, he'd go, baby, put on that dress I bought you from Jennifer Grace. And I made reservations at the Majestic. We're going to the jazz club where we had our first date. And I'm going to show you a good time. And Clint is our server. We always asked for him because he was our server on our first date. And before that, he would take off the rest of the afternoon after Jester lunch on Fridays, and he would take me to my favorite boutique. This was in the beginning. This was more in the beginning of our relationship. And I would pick out some things, and he would dick swing like you never believed. And he would pull out his Amex, and he would go, her money is no good here. Get whatever you want. Pretty Woman style, right? And that made me forget the whole week. And it made me go, God, I love him. It's so sexy. Like, he just took control. He made reservations. Like, I'd never had a guy that did that. Like, I planned the whole day, girl. Put on your fucking Friday best. I've never had a guy that did that. I'm still turned on by it. When I think about it, I'm like, I want a guy like that again, without the abuse. I'm sure they make those, but I just don't know where to find them. Yes, hurt me and then love bomb me. This went on a lot. Okay. And I would have put up with that for the rest of my life. FYI, I would still be in that house with him. I could deal with it. I think Scientologists are built for shit like that. Only the tigers survive. Okay, that's the biggest part of keeping Scientology working. It's a reference that Scientologists are forced to memorize, and we are forced to follow. It's the most important reference in Scientology. It's called KSW, and it says, LRH says, only the tigers survive, and even they have a hard time. We are built for war, emotional, manipulative war, okay? A guy like Jeff is perfect for me. I can absolutely, I don't mind. I can roll with the punches, literally. Does that make it okay? No, I'm just telling you, I was fine with the taunting me, abusing me, shaming me, telling me I'm an uneducated piece of shit. Those were his words. And then by Friday, it was, we're going to fuck tonight. Put your shit on and let's go. And it was more for him than me. We'd go up to the jazz club. We'd go to the jazz club and we'd go up to where he was a member at the Scotch and Cigar Bar. And we did that almost every Friday. And he'd dick swing and he'd go make a drink for the cellist. And he'd smoke his big fat $100 cigars. And it made me feel special. And it made him feel like a big man. And I'm just painting a picture for you because that was my life every week for years. I quit my job during COVID. I was a housewife. I had a lot of money at the time because I sold my house. I had a nice home that I bought. I sold it. I made a lot of money on that house. I put the down payment on our new house because he didn't have any money. I bought all the furniture for our new house. I paid off my car. I paid off my credit cards. That was all me. Okay. So in our plush new home that I put the down payment on and furnished, that's where we ended up. So every week we felt like high rollers by Friday, even though he was in crazy credit card debt, over $100,000. We still went into those boutiques and said, her money is no good here. Get whatever you want. And my God, it was a turn on. And I knew it was a show. I knew it was smoke and mirrors, but I was a shitty, stupid housewife all day, cooking, cleaning, blowing him at lunchtime, making him an avocado salad. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm not trying to be funny here. That was my life. Thank you, Cheeky, for becoming a member. Oh, yeah. He was hugely egotistical. And that's the definition of love for me. A guy who is almost 30 years older than me, likes having his younger wife. Jessica, thank you for becoming a member. Getting blown in the afternoons. Going to the Scotch and Cigar Bar. Doing the same fucking thing. LRH would call that PTS to the middle class. Dick swinging. Big dick swinger. And that was the definition of love for me. And that was the trap that I was in. And it was on a broken record. It was a loop. It was every week, Monday through Thursday, putting up with the yelling, the screaming, the fights. Friday, I'm going to take my Cialis and we're going to get down through Sunday. By Sunday, we would get up and go to brunch and, do our Whole Foods run. And then by Monday, it would start all over with the screaming and the fights. And I was prepared for it every week. I knew what to expect. He was so predictable. As long as I was good, I stayed home. I couldn't leave the house. He tracked my phone everywhere I went. And if I wanted to leave the house and I was like, I'm just going to go here and go to the store I like, he'd go, oh, well, I'll go with you. He went everywhere with me. And I took it as, oh, he loves me so much that he's going to drive me around town. That's how I looked at it. That's how I forced myself to look at it. I knew what was going on. Wasn't my first boyfriend or husband. I knew what was going on. He was extremely possessive, extremely controlling of me. Tracked my every move. And sometimes if he didn't want me to leave, he would take my car keys and say, you're not going anywhere. Molly Lang, you are Natalie's friend. Welcome, girl. I love that you're over here. Thank you for being a member. And I was a very different person. Was I still outspoken, silly, funny? Yes. Through all of that, I would come and joke with him and dance around the house still, but he was my only person and I was his only person. I had no other friends. I talked to Michelle on the phone, but she hated him and we never saw each other, Michelle and I, maybe once every 6 months. And we became each other's closest friends by force. It was by force. So I took that and I made the best of it. And I made chili and I, went to Whole Foods and bought and made pot roast and blew him all the time. And went to all of his doctor's appointments with him and went to all of the parties, went to all the black tie things, went to all the traveling events. And I felt like I had it made in the shade because, well, at least, I would say this in therapy every week. When I first saw my therapist, the first day I was in this person's office, it was a woman. It wasn't Wyatt. She said, "How's your marriage?" And I said, if I could get divorced, if I could afford to get divorced and get away from him, I would have done it years ago. And she was like, "What?" And I said, "I hate my life. I hate the trap that I'm in. I hate the fucking cage that I have been put in, and I can't do anything about it. So I smile and I make the best of it. And we have sex and we go out and we fight and we do it all the time. Please unpack this with us, no matter how long it takes. Holiday, I will. And I appreciate your super chat and saying that. I appreciate you guys wanting to hear this because it's ugly. And I knew do you think you could accept someone who's kind and loves you for the good and bad qualities, or do you think that would be too nice? I don't quite fully understand that question. Accept someone who's kind and loves you for the good and bad? No, I would love to have a person like that. That's real. That doesn't say those things and then go, right? But the point is, I really want to make this point with you guys. I absolutely never lost sight of the conditions that I was in. I tricked myself. I lied to myself a lot. I covered for him. I protected that. I also protected myself by audio recording the bad times. I knew, and I was very aware of what was going on. I don't think he was. I was. Things got worse and worse and worse. I'm so glad you have this channel, Reese. I love you. I love you, Chris 10M, and me too. Even if people want to leave it, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm happy that we're here together. Thank you for your super chat. But I still really loved this person, and I want to make that clear. I want to make that clear that I really still, in my own twisted ways, I said that to him the other day, by the way. It's fucked up. I'm embarrassed about it. And people shame me for it because they go, well, you must be lying then. He must have been a really good guy if you still love him. You must be lying and there was no abuse. You're just playing the victim because you are still confused about your feelings for that person, and you shouldn't be because it's so black and white. And I texted that to him the other day. I said, it's my own sick, twisted shit that I have to work through. But I still feel very emotionally attached to you. I still like that you sometimes played the more fatherly role in my life. I like a man to look up to, and that's fucked up. And I'm not doing that anymore because it gives them too much power and they abuse it. But I don't know a lot in this world, and I am naive. And so I like a man that's a teacher and that doesn't shame me for not knowing things and shows me the light and guides me without abusing that, without making me feel like, well, you don't know anything. I'll show you how the world works. I don't want to be less than. I want to be equal, but I still like a guy that goes, here, take my hand and I'll show you. He did that, but he was so shameful about it. And it's really fucked up that I still think about those moments during the day when I would be at home cleaning and he'd come up behind me and do something sexual or there were good times that I thought were normal, and that was enough for me, okay? I would have suffered through that is what I'm saying. I would have never left Scientology if Aaron didn't out me. You have to remember that. That stems from that, I'm sure. I'm willing to put up with so much. I am more than happy to be your punching bag as long as you show me a little bit of love. The bare minimum of love, I'm your girl. I realize what I just said is a problem. When I found out about the jesters, that broke my heart. It fucking shattered me. Thank you for saying that, Kenneth. I appreciate that. That was a point for me where I immediately put walls up. I immediately lost the ability to look the other way, I guess is the best way to put it. He could have physically abused me. He let his friends grab and grope me at parties. All of those things were okay with me, as long as he still pretended to love me and we went out on those Fridays and we did our thing for the weekend and we held hands and he was flirty with me. I was willing to overlook it. Sorry. When I found out about the jesters, that ruined me. It wrecked my heart. It betrayed me so much. I was so hurt, and I have not healed from that. I don't know why it's okay for you to slap me around and call me a cunt in front of my kid. But I think when I found out he was seeking love and sex from other women, from prostitutes at a hooker sex party, that broke me because I thought at least I thought he only looked at me. I thought he was super in love with my body and me and the blowjobs I gave him during the day. I thought I was enough. And I think I equate sometimes love with physical. Like I would do that. I would perform oral. I don't know if I should say BJ on here. I would perform oral and he would reward me by saying, nobody's ever made me feel that way, or nobody's been as good at that as you, or something he always said to me after that, no one's ever made me feel quite like a man like you do. He said that to me all the time. After I would blow him or we would have some kind of sex, he would say, I love you so much. Nobody's ever made me feel quite like a man like you do. And I took that stuff real seriously. And that was very validating for me. I don't know why, but for me, that was like a beautiful thing. It was him being vulnerable. It was rewarding. I felt validated. So when I found out this person was traveling to all these parties, getting all this attention from these drop dead gorgeous naked women that he was paying or whatever he was doing there that I could never compete with physically. I saw them. I was like, it ripped me in half. I was like, I thought, I guess I misunderstood. I thought I was your wife, and it ruined me. And there was no going back. Not for me. That's another, probably something I learned in Scientology. That switch turned off and it never turned back on. There was never any way to repair the things that I saw with my own two eyes. This wasn't something I read about on Google. This was stuff that I found from him to the girls booking fuck parties and girls saying, Jeffy, you better get me while it's hot because my schedule's booking up. Are you going to be at this party, baby? Like that was the ultimate betrayal for me. And even though this person said, I'm not doing that, I'm not involved in that, I just watch, I just fucking stand by, I'm just a ringleader for it, I just arrange the girls, I look, I don't touch, I touch, I don't taste, I taste, but I don't swallow. Get the fuck out of here with that. I was done. I checked out and I gray rocked it till the end of that marriage. But I'll say it was no longer a marriage. You put into words what most DV survivors can't. No one is all good or bad. We're all a mix, even abusers. People who see only black and white probably have the luxury of not knowing such experiences. Absolutely. And thank you for saying that. AJ Powers, thank you for your super chat. So I went on for another couple of years. You guys never met me, and I continued to live my life. I continued to go to the Scotch and cigar bars. I continued to flirt. Sometimes I amped up the sex part, I think, even more to make up for it for me in some sick, twisted way. I think that I would try to probably use sex even more because I thought, I'm ugly. I can't compare to those girls. So I'm going to try to show him as good of a time as I possibly can because I'm going to try to make up for my skills and what I lack in my looks. There was all kinds of, I was manipulating myself. I was trying to be good enough to compete with that lifestyle. He would go off to parties. He would come back. I would hate him for a week straight. And then I would come around and start talking to him. And he would say to me that whole week, whenever you're done being a CUNT, you can come in here and talk to me. Or when you're done with your shit, stupid, fucking bullshit, punishing attitude, I'll be here waiting. He wouldn't like say, hey, let's talk about this. I know you're upset. It was, are you done being a bitch yet? Oh, no. All right. Maybe tomorrow. Cool. I'm going to go get some lunch. See you later. It was very push-pull all the time, but I hated him secretly after that. But I also loved him, but I hated him. It was a very weird place for me, and I would take Scientology any day. I would rather be in prison. Honestly, I know enough about prison from Tommy. I feel like that would have been a more loving, probably decent place for me to be. I've never experienced anything like it. I'll never go back to that. I was in the jail of his mind. I was in prison. I felt like it was just the worst thing. Scientology felt like such a nice place to be next to that. So I'm getting to the point here. I met Tommy Scoville. And I'm sorry, Martha Slimer, I love you, girl. And we really hit it off. And I mean, hit it off as friends. I mean, I hadn't even met him in person. And we really hit it off. And I felt seen. Um, I laughed a lot with him. And I just felt like for the first time in years, um, I had like a friendship. I felt that with Sterling too, by the way. And I never told anybody about the jesters. My friend Michelle knew. And such an unlikely pairing when I met Tommy, right? Like it just seemed like, what are the odds that these two would be friends? It was odd. And I wasn't sure about him at first. It's not like we clicked off the bat. He was a little, for me, I was like, wow, dude's a hardened criminal. I'm kind of into it. Like it's just he's interesting, not sexually, but I was like, he's interesting. I kind of want to have a go at like questioning this person. I want to do a little more discovering. And I think we did a few shows. And I'll never forget sitting in my basement one night after a show with Tommy. And we were talking on StreamYard when the show was over. And I don't know. I must have come to a point of trust with this person. Keep in mind, I've never met him in person, but I felt very safe talking to him. And I said to him, there's something I want to share, but I don't know if I can. I'm afraid. And he said, kid, right? Always called me kid. He said, kid, I was a criminal. Like, we take it very seriously. We don't tell, basically. I don't know. We just take shit more seriously. I don't know what he was trying to say. Hi, Bobo. Well, hi. And, oh, you want to hold hands? You're a good boy. Lay down. All right. Hold hands with me then. Thank you. Bo's holding hands with me. And I said, I have something I want to say, but I'm scared to say it. You're a good boy. I'm okay. It's okay. You need to get this out. You are safe. Thank you, Tony's Hooter. I'm trying. And I told Tommy about the jesters. And it felt amazing. I told him, and I just burst into tears. And I said, I've been wanting to talk to somebody about this, and I hate my life, and I hate what's going on around me, and I know it's going on, and there's nothing I can do. And it just felt good. I told him. And he didn't really judge it much. He was like, I'm sorry that's going on. Like he just listened. He just was a friend to listen there. And it was great. And you guys know, I think that the big thing for us was the New Year's Eve show. And there was something about that show that just, I mean, you can go watch it. I just felt like I was beaming with him that night. He showed up, he was Linda. And it was just it was a great show. And I absolutely started to develop feelings for him. And there's no question most of you didn't know that. The tension was crazy. I was so flirty with him. And the way that I justify sleeping with him and the flirts it's not, doesn't make it okay. I hated my ex-husband so much that when he would go to those sex parties, I told you guys, I would stay awake the whole 4 days, and I would just tear up my fucking face. I would bleed. I would just mutilate my skin. Uh, I didn't sleep. I hated it. And then he would come home, dick swinging in that house and roll his suitcase in and have all of his purple shit on and his little jester shit on. And I knew what was happening that whole time he was gone. He couldn't have his phone. I couldn't reach out to him. And he would walk in the door, and I feel like he would put his wedding ring back on. You know, it's like when he would leave the house for those parties, he would check his marriage vows at the door. We all know it. I had no respect and I didn't care. And if I had it to do over, I would absolutely sleep with him again while I was married. I don't care. Now, if I had it to do over, honestly, I wish none of this would have ever happened. I wish I would have never met Jeff. I mean, to be fair, I wish we could go back and change a lot of things. The problem is I turned off my heart when I found out about the jesters. Tommy woke me up in so many ways. And I'm thankful for it, but I'm also not. He came along and was so amazing to me and so funny, and we had so much in common, and we laughed and we quoted movie lines, and it was like we were in each other's heads. We could finish a lot of sentences. It's weird because we had such different backgrounds, but I have no guilt about cheating on him, by the way, guys. I have no guilt about it. As a matter of fact, I said this to a friend today. When I finally slept with Tommy and I was still married, I swear to God, I felt like I lost 50 pounds. I thanked Fred. I felt so good. I felt validated. I was like, I have been hoarding all this anger for years. When this man goes to these sex parties and comes home, dick swinging, we both look each other in the eye and knew what you did. And you didn't care that you hurt me. You didn't give a shit. I cried so many fucking tears. I had so many fights with him year after year. And he would go, then divorce me. I will divorce you before I quit the Jesters. Fuck you. I will never stop going to those parties. That's how he felt about me. That was his respect toward me. Do you know how angry year after year I got? I became somebody else. I walked around hateful all the time. I was spewing on people that did not deserve to be spewed on. I would literally go to a place. He'd take me to a Mason party, a black tie thing, and I would sit there at those tables with the fancy food, and I was so angry. I just had nowhere to take my anger, because he would say to me, if you open your fucking mouth about this, something will happen to you. Don't ever talk about that. Don't ever tell anybody about this. So I got to be angry and silenced and threatened. So we'd go to these parties, or I'd go to a public place, and someone would go, hi, how you doing? And I'd be like, great, my husband fucks hookers. How are you doing? Because I absolutely hate this planet. I hate everything, and I want to burn it to the ground. How's your wife doing, by the way? She good? She like her job? Nice. Good, good, good. Steak is delicious, by the way. I was so unhinged because I had nowhere to take it. I couldn't tell anybody about it. So at one point, it was like I just felt, before I met Tommy, I was like, fuck it. Fuck everything. I don't care. I hate my life. I hate this motherfucker. I hate him so much because not only does he go to these parties, he doubles down. He doesn't come home apologetic. He comes home and goes, all right, bitch. Well, when you feel like not being mad anymore, come suck my dick. Got it? Cool. Sorry to be so vulgar, by the way. It's just the story. So by the time I met Tommy, I just hated life and everything about it. And I had this partner in my life who was like, you need therapy. You have no common sense. You're stupid. You're a bad mother. Well, you're just an uneducated Scientologist. So we've got that going on, plus this jester shit. Do you understand? I realize everybody's got hard stuff. I'm not trying to say mine's worse than yours. I'm just telling you my story. So we've got that horrendous abuse of tearing me down because I'm not smart, plus going to sex parties. And he did nearly break me. There were many times I thought, I give up. I'm going to snap and I need to be put into a home or something because I'm not able to mentally accept this anymore. And I can't do this anymore. I can't balance it. I can't keep going on dates with you. I can't keep going to parties with you. At one point it just continued to, I just was like, fuck this. And he stopped. Well, I got kicked out. I flipped out at a party. I lost my shit. I told all the wives. We went to a jester Christmas party and the wives were allowed to be there. It's one party a year that the jesters have with their ladies. And I sat there at this party and I lost my shit. I don't drink, but I was sitting there with my Shirley Temple and I was like, you know, your husbands are fucking hookers, right? I can't believe I did it to this day. They were so pissed at me. They went back on the cameras in this hotel to try to find every wife that I talked to so they could go tell her that I was lying and out of my mind. I didn't give a shit. I walked around that whole party and I was like, I know you fuck hookers. Like, I was just like, it was Tourette's. It was Tourette's. Like, one guy came up and he was like, hey, I just have to say I love you and Jeff together. And I was like, really? Because you fuck hookers. So, and I was like, so does my husband. But I was like, I really like your tux. So there's that. Good seeing ya. It was unhinged and I never was allowed back. I got kicked out. I was banned. And that was that. And anyway, Renee Rainbow, that's a nice thing to say. Thank you for your super chat. I just couldn't take it anymore. It just, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I couldn't do it. I snapped and I snapped at a Christmas party and yeah, I don't take it back. I don't care. One of them, the wife, one of them was a Kansas City homicide cop and the wife was at our table and they were newly married, like 3 years in. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. He's a cop. I was like, he fucks hookers, but you know, I don't know. I guess there's no, it's subjective. It's subjective what's ethical in this world. And she was like, no, he doesn't. She was like, they don't have prostitutes. And I was like, oh, really? Do you want their names and numbers? Because I have them in my phone. And she was like, it's just naked bartenders. She's like, he told me that it's just naked bartenders. And I was like, well, I guess if you want to call it a bartender, but there's still penetration and there's money to get that penetration involved, girl. So whatever you have to tell yourself to sleep at night, I see you're on your 9th glass of wine there. So whatever it takes for you to numb yourself, I don't drink. So I just blurt this shit out. And she was like, No, he doesn't. I was like, yeah, I was in denial at first too. It's the first step, but we're good. You're good. You'll process it in your own way. And I was like, a Merry Christmas to one and all. And then I went over to another wife and I just started knocking them back. I was like, let's just domino effect this shit. I probably will never have another opportunity. And I was like, I was just kind of mingling. I was going around the room and I was like, oh my God, Sarah, good to see you. I was like, I don't know if you know your husband fucks hookers, but how are your kids doing? I saw their pictures. He's in second grade. And she was like, yeah, he's in second grade. And uh, she was like, she took her first steps. And I was like, that's so sweet. He fucked 4 girls at the party he was just at. And I know that I know you guys are gonna have a good Christmas. It was wild. I just couldn't hold back. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I knew too much, and I am not a person to keep secrets. Don't tell me your secrets, especially if it's something super bad like that. Yeah, I couldn't hold it in. So then Tommy comes around. I slept with Tommy, and I really opened up to Tommy. And Tommy said all the right words. And I don't have to tell you guys because you saw it. They were panicking. Yeah, they broke a sweat for sure. Um, you guys saw it. You guys saw the streams that I did with Tommy, and Tommy was like, I want to see this woman grow. I felt so seen by him. It was so validating. It was unreal. I felt like I opened my heart again. I felt like I was willing to trust somebody. And that was not easy for me. It was not easy to go from being with a guy who betrayed my trust majorly. This is for keeping it real, Reese. I support this. Susie with an S, I love you. And that's a huge super chat. That is so nice. And I appreciate that, girl. Thank you. It took me a minute, but after that New Year's Eve stream, there was something that happened with Tommy. And I was like, I click. Finally, I met somebody that I was like, I can trust. We're on the same page. He came on here and was like, I want to see Reese grow. I want to see her become her own woman. I can't wait to see, I see all the changes now. I can't wait to see the changes a year from now. I can't wait to see. He just cheerleaded for me. He just lifted me up. It was unreal, the feelings I felt. And I felt like I was high. It was like a drug. I was like, this is so amazing. He just makes me feel like I just was like, this is amazing. I love this person so much. Like I hadn't felt that in so long. Just shit woke up in me that was dead. And he did that. And he came and he helped me move. And I felt like I just kept climbing higher and higher with this person. And he fell in love with my kid. And he told my kid, I want to marry your mom. And he told the world, he told you guys. Now, I wasn't running into getting married. Trust me, I was not. I was like, yeah. And I told him, we had a deep talk about that. And I was like, look, I'll totally be engaged to you for a long time, like years. I'm not getting remarried, not right now. There's no hurry to do that. And I still stand by that with whoever I end up with. Like, I am not getting married. I'm not jumping into a marriage, not after what happened the last time. I just am too afraid. And the right person will respect that. But I thought that was the right person. I thought that was, and things ended there. And I am still really hurting there because I didn't expect it. And I feel like we climbed so high. We accomplished so much. We built such a ton in such a small time. I haven't even, I think I've known Tommy, a year now? It feels like I spent years with him. Everything we've been through, everything I shared. I just fell so hard and so deeply because he said so many words to me that were like, no one's ever said that. That is so validating. He worked on himself so much. No, ma'am. Look, it's kid. Oh, what a chub, too. Let me touch it real quick. Let me just squeeze it really fast. Let me get a hold of it just real quick, girl, just real quick. It offers a lot of stress eliminating for me. Um, guys, Tommy was allowed to change his mind. I'm not here to shame Tommy. That's over. It's done with. But I am left now going, what the fuck happened there? And I also absolutely believe in finding somebody else. I say that to myself, but I also feel like Tommy did some bad shit too there. Like I feel like I will not open myself up this way again, if that makes sense. Because I really, really put it all out there with him. I really had high hopes. And I'm still left kind of going, what the fuck? I don't know I don't know. There's no communication pretty much at all now. I think he's really jumped into growth in his channel and P. Diddy, and that's great. I think that's fine. I really think that's a good path for him. I don't feel like there was closure there, I guess. The way it all went down was not normal. And the way I feel like I was discarded was not normal. Now, he may have a different story, and that's fine. I'm telling mine. Um, there's a lot of things that left me questioning a lot. Like, at this point, I'm like, I think, I don't know, maybe you got another girlfriend. Like, I have no idea like, the reasons don't add up with the actions at this point. And I'm not going to go into that. We don't need to go into that. That's not anything important. It's just so many things. There was so much warmth, and now it's like ice. And it's just, that is also very confusing for me. It makes me not want to get out there and be with anybody anytime soon. It makes me appreciate, honestly, that he dumped me, because again, I am one to put up with a lot. And I saw a ton of red flags there. There was a lot of red flags I've never shared here, and I won't. But there were all kinds of things I thought, oh, that's not good. But you have to remember, I'll put up with a lot. And I would have continued to put up with it and overlook the red flags. So the fact that he did it for me, I would have never done it. But the fact that he did it for me is, I don't use this word, but a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, because it was just the best. It was for the best. And it was very out of left field. It was very out of left field. And I know that Tommy would like to, he's all business now when we do talk, which is fine. That's probably the wisest thing. He would like to stream with me about some stuff. And I'm weighing that, and I'm kind of like, I just don't know if that's healthy for us. I mean, he can shut it off, and he obviously did. And it's like I never existed. Like, there's no feelings now whatsoever. I can't believe it. That's why I try real hard not to talk to him, because when we do talk, it's painful for me, because it's just very cold. And I think, I'm going to have to probably grow my channel another way, because I can't shut those feelings off like that. I really loved Tommy. I still love Tommy. I think he's hilarious. Huxley said that to me yesterday. He goes, I really miss Tommy. He was so funny. And then I got really depressed, because if you guys remember that stream, I try not to talk about Tommy anymore at all, especially here around the house. Do you guys remember that stream when somebody said, what's your favorite thing that's happened this year? Somebody asked Huxley that. And he said, meeting Tommy. Now, that's not to shame Tommy. It just makes sense why I shouldn't talk about it. And it's a painful place for both of us, and we will heal. Guys, I've been through much worse. This is going to be okay, I promise. But I think I have a lot of bad habits. I think I have a lot of darknesses, like things that I'm attracted to in men that are fucking dark and I'm willing to overlook. And I think it's for the best that I just stay single. I just stay alone. And when I do meet somebody, I put out some serious boundaries. Like, you'll never meet Huxley, not for a very long time. You're not going to come to my house. You're going to keep your house. I'm going to keep my house. Like, it will be very different. The next person I'm with, I'm going to make it very clear. Like, this, I have to guard my heart. I have to protect myself. And that may be Tommy's hurting Reese, but he's doing it man style. He's delving into something else to save his heart and soul. I hate to sound cold saying this. I don't really care. He can heal and do whatever the fuck he does over there on his side of the fence. It's best for me to not even. It's not normal the way it was handled. It's not. I keep reminding myself, no, absolutely not. I keep reminding myself, I think that he has his own emotional attachments. I think there's things early on in both of our lives that sealed the deal for us on how we deal with love and relationships. And he's doing what he does best. He's got his own mechanisms in how he copes with things. I'm not going to shame that. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm just saying that's not how I deal with things. I have to feel it to heal it. And I'm feeling it and it hurts. And some days I'm like, I'm angry and I acknowledge it and I go, it's okay. It's okay. I'll feel better tomorrow or, whatever, but I have to unpack it. I got to do it. I don't do it on here because I don't think that's a good idea. I went there tonight because it was part of the story. I still don't think it was right, but he didn't do anything wrong. He changed his mind. Jeff did shit wrong. I just hate that first of all, it's hard because we did this publicly. We had this on YouTube. We had this relationship. So it's hard to heal from that, to just cut everything off, go cold, turn into a stone. And I hate that it has to be so public, but it is. And I'm dealing with it. But I think the no contact thing is probably best because there's no hope for anything here anyway. I've said this, it doesn't have a pulse. It doesn't have a heartbeat anymore. There's no reason to try to revive this or keep it pumping or going. There's nothing there. But there was something huge there before. So to go from like huge, yes, Geoplanet Jane, to go from like something that made me so happy and I looked forward to and I was proud of. We built something together, he and I was proud of it. And I was protective of it. And I was excited and in love and all of that, to just go, it's dead, is not normal. That's not normal. And it's not how I deal with things. That's all. But compared to what I went through with Jeff, this is fucking nothing and I'll get over it too. It's just, I was dead inside. Actually felt like I was dying. I felt like I was dying. I have quite a spark. You guys know me. I'm energetic and I like to laugh and I'm emotional. And I was starting to die in my life before YouTube and the gestures and my marriage. And he was starting to win and I was really starting to succumb. And this saved my life. Tommy saved me. You guys saved me. You guys literally saved me. Your super chats saved me and I was able to get divorced and move. Tommy literally saved me because he came and moved me, right? So all those things I'm grateful for and I don't overlook. But you have to remember, we climbed to a high point, he and I, because of all that. We were trauma bonded. We'd been through so much. He protected me and he said he would always protect me. And he said, I'm going to marry you. And he said, I love you. And so all those things woke me back up inside. And I was excited about life again. Now, do I need a person to do that? No. especially a man. I now have all these friends. I have you guys. I'm still excited about life. I'm in a great place. I pay my own rent. Nobody tells me what I have to do anymore. I don't have to perform sexual acts to feel like I matter. I don't have to do any of that anymore. I work at my other job. I come on here and I talk to you guys. I get to do what is my choice. And I will never let a man ever again tell me, like, you're going to do this or there will be consequences. I will never get myself into that trap again. I just won't. I sent my email again. Hope you see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope I do too. When did you send it, Kat? Because I just caught up on emails today, last night, actually. Thank you. I want to find it, so I'll look for it. Thank you, shards of words. So I'm sorry, Budakaboo. I know tonight's stream was triggering. I really didn't expect to go as far as where we went. I'm glad we did. We never know where these are going to go. I'm grateful for the time I had with Tommy. He changed me forever. He taught me. That's my biggest thing I will miss about Tommy. The laughter is a big one, but he taught me things. I can't tell you how many times I sat with him day after day and we would go deep into conversations, and it was such a tie. It was such a connection. You know, when you have a deep conversation with someone, you're like, I love this person. Even if it's just a friend, you're like, God, I appreciate these talks so much. That's how I felt about him. And I would say, like, what does that mean? I've never heard of that concept, or what is that word? And he'd go, oh, well, let me tell you, kid. And he'd tell me. And it was kind of like a conversation I would have with Fred, and we'd laugh and it would stay light and bubbly. And maybe we'd go have sex afterwards. Like, it was just fun. It was just free. I will always, always be grateful for that. I'll never forget it. And it was a gift. He gave me that gift. I will miss his gifts. I will miss his teachings more than anything. But I also believe it's like everything bad about him sunk to the bottom and all the good things floated to the surface for me. And I'm just reflecting on the good things. There was a lot of shit that I was like, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. There were a lot of red flags for me too, where I was like, that's not good. That's not good. So it's a good thing. And I tell myself, I will meet someone that has all those qualities and more, that actually wants me. You know, I'm not going to be rejected like this. If you don't want me, somebody will. I promise. I'm not going to chase after anybody that doesn't want me. But I will find someone that has all those good qualities and less red flags, if not any, and knows movie quotes and lines, and we can laugh and have good sex. There's fucking 8 billion people on the planet. Like, there's going to be someone else at some point when it's right in time that appreciates me, that loves me, and that doesn't say, I love you and I'm going to marry you and la, 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 bye. It's fine. But there will be someone strong enough. There will be someone strong enough to catch me. And I know that. And until then, guess what? It's us, guys. It's okay. We have each other. I have me. I have Huxley. I have my animals. Life has never been better. I'm just bummed at the way things turned out. But there's always silver linings. And I find every day the things I'm super grateful for. I will always love you guys. The people I am most thankful for is the people in this chat. You guys literally lifted me up and got me out of Kansas City. You paid my way to get out of that cage. I can never repay you for that. And I don't care all the hate that's out there. I don't care about any of that. They can say whatever they want. Let them scream it from every platform available to the modern world. They can't take away what's changed my life. They can't take away my friends here. They can't take away this channel. They can scream however they want. My story is the truth. And they can't change any of that. And they're mad about it. Trust me, they're mad. Love you more than ever. Your honest consistency warms my soul. Your self-knowledge is a strength and it is powerful. Inspiring. F those who don't get you. Wow. Robin W. is one that I am tied to for life. Hey, Yvonne. You, Cindy Edge, you've always been here. Look at how many of you have been here with me through it all. We're family. There's no going back. Robin W., thank you. There's no going back. We are tied to each other forever, some of us, and that's amazing. And I am thankful, and I'm not going anywhere. And we're going to keep growing, and our lives are going to improve. And people are going to have all kinds of milestones in here that they reach, and we're going to have losses, and we're going to cry. We're going to keep going on this channel because there's still so much to be done. There's so much work on me. I know, Brian Lucas. I love you, DJ Golden Heart. There's still so much work to be done. We can always work on ourselves. And until I meet the right person, then I'll be in a great place because I will have worked on myself. And I get to spend time with Huxley every day. Yeah, Joe Virus, I want to go to that. But I really love you guys. I appreciate you letting me feel safe to share this tonight. It was a lot. It was heavy. I apologize for the triggering stuff and some of the vulgar terms I used. I wouldn't normally do that, but it was just raw and off the cuff. And I think whoever said earlier, like, we need to unpack that. I think we should actually dive into this a little more. I think we should talk about that life that I had more. I think that I suppress it a lot. I push it down. I think that there's probably just more that needs to be unpacked. And if you're willing to go that journey and route with me, I would really appreciate it. Because I think a lot of people also, yeah, Sarah, I think a lot of people also relate to it. They have some kind of a story of some kind of a person that they were tied to that was toxic. And I think it helps to talk about it, normalize, if that's the word you want to use. But I don't have anything to hide here. And that's the general rumor, I think, out there, is that I'm such a liar and I'm so inconsistent. And that's just not the truth. If you want to buy that shit, buy it. But I'm going to tell you right now, Jeff and all of his trolls who are saying, like, you're going to get this and you're going to go to jail for this. And every day that goes by and those things don't come to fruition, he loses credibility and he looks stupid. Every video he puts out and picture of Huxley and all of that, it just minimizes him. It just makes him smaller to me. It makes all those trolls smaller. The more hate you throw, the more it's like, I'm questioning you now, not her. I'm questioning you. You call her a liar, but all the things you say are going to happen haven't happened. Yeah, so you're just making noise. Eventually that shit comes to light. Thank you for sharing, Mara. This isn't easy. I hope you both find the person that's right for you both and have your happily ever. I do too. I really hope that for Tommy. Maybe he's already found her. I really hope that for him. That wasn't a condescending thing I just said, by the way. I really do hope that. I know I'll find it. I know I will, because I love being in love. I will not ever stomp that out. Yeah, Rain, I will never get hurt enough by a man to go, I'm not doing this again. I love dates and love and flirting and connecting. I will never, ever, ever not do that. I think everybody should be in love as much as they can if they want to. It's so fun. It's so fun. What I experienced with Tommy was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again, but it has to be right. And I have a lot of things I need to work through first. And I also can't believe everything he says. I need to see it more. There was no follow through. There was a lot of words. It was a lot of talk. And you guys saw that, but there was no follow through. And I'm not going to fall for that again. So I want to say thank you for being here. I want to apologize again for if I was too much tonight. I want to apologize to even my mods that used to work with me. I appreciate everything you did. I'm sorry that you're so upset with me. I mean that. I wish things could have been better and different. I wish we could have had a conversation, and I'm sure you do too. Gypsy Soul, thank you for your super sticker. I'm glad you're here. It's been 2 hours, so I guess I'll hop off, guys, but I'm serious. Thank you for listening to me tonight. This was very healing for me. I don't think it's over. I think we should talk about it more. I really do. I think we should talk about it more. Hey, Piper. And I'm very grateful. And I know that he's in the background. And whether you guys believe in this kind of stuff or not, I believe that Fred is absolutely with me. I believe that Fred absolutely protects me as much as he possibly can from harm's way. I believe that he wants me to be happy. I believe that he was disgusted by Jeff's behavior and treatment of me. I think he was just as shocked as I was. And I don't know. I just have this always feeling of, I always thank Fred. I always just think, thank you. Thank you for not leaving me. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for protecting me. I always feel this safety net with Fred. I just always feel protected by him. And I'm so grateful for that. So again, this will go down as one of my favorite shows I've ever done with you guys. I love you guys. I thank you for listening. I think I really needed to get this out. I think that's why it came out. I wasn't intending to go here tonight. I was going to talk about Only the Tigers Survive and Trust and Scientology. I was not intending to go where we went. But that's my favorite thing about this channel. I never know what we're going to say. And I love that because there's always something we can pull from it. There's always some kind of a lesson we can get out of it. And I love that about this channel. It goes where it goes. We go into the weeds, and that's okay. And I appreciate you guys listening and staying with me. Please subscribe. I would appreciate that. You don't have to, but just check to see if you're subscribed. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Liz Tricks, I love you, girl. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Jan, I really love you guys. And again, this was very meaningful for me tonight. It was very therapeutic. I just feel different in a very good way. I've been carrying this anger and sadness and balling it up and not knowing where to put it because I keep saying to myself, well, I can't talk about it here. I don't want to trash Tommy. That's not the point. My heart's broken. That's the point. He did what he did. He did what he felt was right. He's allowed to do that. He didn't do anything bad. It's just the way it ended was weird. But I can't come out here and talk about that every day. And I just feel much better tonight. So guys, thank you for letting me say what I needed to say without putting stops and barriers and walls up and going, oh, I need to be careful. I can't say that. I don't want to, I didn't do any of that. I just poured it out. So thank you for letting me do that tonight. Mods, thank you for being here. And I love you guys very much. And Shelly, happy birthday again to you, girl. Raymond, love you. All right, guys, here comes Fred. Yeah, Midwest goodbye. Midwest goodbye. There you go. All right, here comes Fred. I mean it. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you most, though, for your friendship and your wisdom, guys. I'll see ya.